Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Vanessa Love. So, I wanted to talk about the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And it was actually brought to my attention a couple of days ago by a beautiful girlfriend I'm doing some work with, Trudie Thomas. And she reminded me on our coaching call the other day that the four agreements that are written by Don Miguel Ruiz and how they are working for her in her life, where her attention is on these four agreements. And it reminded me of the work I did with them years ago. So I wanted to share them with you because I really do think that with the focus on my messaging this week being peace, with the conversations I've had, whether it be coaching clients or business colleagues or friends or family or whatever, this whole conversation piece around peace. What is peace? What does that mean to me? And how do I align myself? It's not even find that peace within, it's discover, it's aligning myself with that peace within me. And they're four really simple agreements, and I wanted to share them with you and how I believe these four agreements can play out in our lives for us to be able to align ourselves with that element of peace. And the first one is be impeccable with your word. And Don Miguel Ruiz talks about the fact that this is the most important one of the agreements, but the most difficult to honour. And we all know how powerful words can be, and we also know how damaging words can be. And it's a little bit like toothpaste. If you speak ill of yourself or others or the world or whatever it might be, you can't get that back. You can't take that back. Once that energy is out there, it's out there. So years ago, I decided for myself that I would do my very best, and I fail miserably sometimes. But it is something, when I'm aware of it and I'm conscious of it, that I really do ask myself, these words I'm about to speak, are they loving? Are they kind? So are they kind? Are they necessary? And are they helpful? So many of us, and it's human nature, so many of us speak words from our ego. So many of us speak words from a place to be heard, rather than to speak from truth, rather than to speak from a place of honesty. And what I mean by that is integrity, in alignment with your truth. So be impeccable with your word. Ask yourself, when you are in conversation with yourself, or especially others, is this loving, i.e. is this kind, what I'm about to say? Because we think it and then we speak it. Is it helpful? Will it help the situation? And is it necessary? Is it necessary for me to speak this thing? Or am I really just speaking from a place of, I just want my voice to be heard? Because sometimes when you are speaking from a place of, I just want to be heard, that's your ego talking. If it's not helpful and it's not necessary and it's not loving or kind, don't say it. And I always remember my mum bringing Abby and I up with, if it's not kind, don't say it. And it's so true. It's so true. So that's the first agreement, is be impeccable with your words. The second one is don't take it personally. And a brilliant mentor of mine for years, Mary Kay Ash, when I was working with her company and her philosophies, she taught us Q-tip, quit taking it personally. Because when we take things personally, for me, when I'm offended, when I take something personally, when something hurts me, yes, okay, there is an element of responsibility that the other person perhaps needs to take, if you like, for maybe what they've said. But park that aside, not necessarily letting them off the hook, but just park that aside. If I take it personally, that's for me to deal with. That highlights a healing necessary for me, a healing necessary within me. So if you're taking things personally, you're easily offended, take a good look at yourself and work out why that trigger is, what that's triggered up inside of you, and you deal with that. That's not taking it personally, because when you take things personally, it just gives us an indication that that part in us needs to be healed. The third one is don't make assumptions, and this is classic, and we all do this. This is where judgment and criticism comes from, and projection. But when you're assuming, you are seeing things through your lens. You are seeing things through your filter, your beliefs, your circumstances. Yeah, your filter in life. Not everybody has the same filter. Nobody has the same filter as you. You can have similar filters, you can have similar beliefs, but nobody has the unique filter that you do. So how dare us project or expect other people to see things through our filter? It's so important to put yourself as best you can in somebody else's shoes, or just hold the space for them lovingly and non-judgmentally to speak up about what they believe in, and never assume anything. When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. I love that. So never assume anything. There are multiple millions of filters in this world. Yours is just one of them. So don't make assumptions. And the last one is always do your best. My dad always said to me when he used to tuck me in at night when I was a kid, and if I was ever upset about something, he said to me, Vanessa, if you've done the best you can, and you've done the right thing, as in what's true for you, and God knows that you've done your best, and that you have done the right thing, what's true for you, that's all you need to worry about. And he's such a wise man, my dad. He's such a wise man. So those 4 agreements: be impeccable with your word, don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Can you imagine what life we would lead? What our world would be like if we lived by these 4 agreements? I would really love to know your thoughts. Please do share. I look forward to catching up with you soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye, bye, bye.